been a while.
Things have changed. I started hearing whispers about Thrawn's return as heir to the Empire. We have to prepare for the worst. The Jedi fell a long time ago. There aren't many left.
Perhaps it is time to begin again.
AHSOKA, original series streaming on...
Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up, guys? Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we have some new reveals and some new teases in even here about Star Wars AHSOKA Season 2. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna hop right on into it, breaking it all down for you guys, everything that we know and everything that we're anticipating right now. Before we do though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing and covering all types of Star Wars related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. Okay, so in this video we are going to be taking a quick read from comicbookmovie.com. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there, as well as an overall garnering source. It's hard to say how reputable of a source they really are, keeping it 110% transparent with you guys, of course, here on the channel. But as we do get more sources talking and discussing this, which I am confident, I think that we will be hearing more about this, because I've heard a couple of my friends discussing it and talking about it and posting it as well, that this honestly has to be something. If it's nothing, it has to be something, or at least point in some type of direction. So going ahead and hopping into this, Star Wars AHSOKA Season 2 has some new rumors to be recasting Baylan Skoll, and there is also a big heavy spoiler potentially for AHSOKA Season 2 that they're going to be bringing in Albeth, I think is how you say her name. I'm not entirely sure, sorry if I mispronounced it, please let me know in the comments down below, of course. So Star Wars fans have wondered long if Baylan Skoll would be recast following the tragic and sudden death of actor Ray Stevenson, but we may now have our answer now, and it seems that those rumors are now circulating around, saying that Lucasfilm is looking to actually recast the character. The Season 1 finale of AHSOKA, The Jedi, the Witch, and the Warlord, as it's titled, unfortunately served as a farewell to the late Thor and Punisher Warzone actor, who sadly passed away last May, just before his 58th birthday. Ray Stevenson had played a villainous, or at least antagonistic, former Jedi in the live-action Star Wars AHSOKA series, and the finale had featured his last ever scene as the character, as we see the more powerful Force user standing on the ruins of a mountain-sized sculpture of the Mortis gods, as seen in the Clone Wars animated show. Some big heavy teases and implications there for what they were setting up to do, I think, with Baylan Skoll and his character, in not just the future of the AHSOKA show with AHSOKA Season 2, but even maybe the future of like a Baylan Skoll spinoff show or something even of that nature, or of that extremist, not just there, but also having him appear in the Dave Filoni Thrawn movie, and also the Jon Favreau Mandalorian and Grogu movie, and other iterations and in other areas a part of the Mandoverse. Baylan Skoll didn't have a big part to play in the events of the concluding episode. He was kind of just off doing his own thing for a majority of it, but nonetheless, he definitely, or Dave Filoni was definitely setting things up for what they wanted to do with Baylan Skoll. As I had mentioned, making him more of an important character, maybe even having that potential to give him his own spin-off, or at least have him play much more of a larger role in AHSOKA Season 2. But Ray Stevenson would undoubtedly have reprised the role at some point. Considering how important his character would appear to be on the ongoing story of course, as I had mentioned, there's been a lot of speculation that Baylan Skoll might be recast down the line, and other iterations were saying that they weren't going to do much with the character, they were going to kind of kill him off screen, kind of sort of thing, or they would have a more of a hooded figure, or other rumors that even implied that they were going to use de-aging technology, similar de-aging kind of technology or deepfake technology as used on like Luke Skywalker in the Book of Boba Fett, essentially. But I honestly just don't think that a lot of people out there would like that. As I had mentioned, there's been quite a lot of speculation that Baylan might be recast down the line, and according to scooper Daniel Richman, Industry Insider, he does have quite of a reputable track record out there. Honestly, looking back, comicbook.com movie isn't all that actually reporting on this. It's Daniel Richman, which is news to me. He says a white man in his 50s to 60s is currently being sought to step into the role. Here is what Dave Filoni had to say about potentially recasting Baylan Skoll's character in a 2023 interview, saying that they're, in quote, obviously there's a story there. He had told Vanity Fair, we're in a wait and see pattern at this point, but I'm glad that the conversation about Ray and how great he was, I used to have a little mini debates with him and say, Ray, you're the villain here. And he'd be like, oh, I don't think so. I was like, I know you don't think so, but you are. You're the villain. I love that you're playing it like you're not, which is exactly the way Balin kind of thinks, of course, and really taking on that persona of the character. I think ending that quote right there, of course. Dave Filoni just onto how great it was to work with the late actor Balin Skull's actor Ray Stevenson, of course. Really into the also just of this idea of how into Ray really got into playing this character. Like, he took it so seriously. He was just so passionate about it, which is just such a terrific thing, I think, to see here. I think that comes to really with anyone playing any kind of character inside and out of the Star Wars franchise, but especially here for Balin Skull and with Ray Stevenson, really puts a special emphasis, I think, on the character of Balin Skull and kind of really how the character thinks in the real world. He doesn't think he's done anything wrong, actually, all that much. Danny Richmond continues and also mentions that abeloth is her name. Sorry, I mispronounced that at the beginning of the video. Abeloth, aka the mother, technically will be introduced in season 2 of AHSOKA. And this has been a long theorized thing from the fans, and now we're hearing actual scoops on this. I think is very much so quite exciting. I want to discuss more of that in a separate future video here on the channel, of course, as we do get more details on that here on the channel. All the more reason to grab that subscribe button if you haven't already. So if that's accurate and that proves to be correct, and if we hear more, reporting on that, Danny Richmond is a very reputable source out there, as I had mentioned, and is often very accurate with these. The mother debuts along with the Mortis gods, known as the father, the son, and the daughter on Peridia. It just all makes so much sense. This could have major implications for not only AHSOKA, but the galaxy far, far away going forward, and a part of the Mandoverse, serving as much more of a threat than you may think. Whatever it is, more of a threat than even like Thrawn, to be honest with you guys. Abeloth, I think the best way to describe is that kind of character. If that kind of character gets loose and comes out into the actual Star Wars galaxy, that's the kind of situation where Thrawn and his army is going to want to team up with the New Republic, I think, if for anything. Of course, as I had mentioned from the get-go and at the beginning of this video, I have this article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there, as well as an overall garnering source. A big emphasis, take it all with a grain of salt. It's all a part of the rumor mill kind of factory here, of course. It's very exciting to think about, very exciting to talk about, but yeah, do take it with a grain of salt. Don't want you guys get too hyped over it. Anyway, guys, let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been an official Star Wars. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.